it's just fascinating because, and I think this was something that was shocking to me that I would not have known had I not worked for HLI, had I not been reading HLI's resources and um, the understanding that these countries, especially in Africa, but in India and some countries in Latin America and the Pacific, they are pro-family, pro-life countries. Naturally, that's their culture. And we wouldn't necessarily, I don't know how much you could say of that of America anymore or Europe or Canada. But you can definitely say that of Africa.
And I think we get into that mentality of like, we're in America and we just assume all sorts of cultures are like America and that this is normal. And it's so hard to comprehend a culture where marriage and family is just like the best thing ever.
I know. And yes, I think we do become very myopic in our view, or we think the other countries must be worse.
Yeah.
And kind of having my eyes open to seeing how incredible, how they're still so in tune with natural law.
Yeah.
And just this beautiful, healthy, incredibly intelligent way. So what do you have? The frustration for Planned Parenthood then is that they have a culture that's diametrically opposed to their agenda. And it drives them crazy. Now you would think, why do they care? Why are they trying so hard? But every year, over and over, they're coming in with abortion bills and trying to hit the parliament. They're dumping their millions in, bribing some people there,
And it's
putting some
more than just IPPF, right? Like there's other organizations
there's other
involved as well.
organizations.
Yeah.
There's Marie Stopes. There's the UN. There's the EU. Everybody's got their fingers in these beautiful African countries, and
Determined to change their culture.
Determined to change their culture to colonize them. Yeah, and Malawi and as many other African countries just keep saying no, and they keep pushing back. And this is their country, and this is their culture, and they have made their voice so clear. We do not want this, over and over and over. Even the parliamentarians have been very clear. And now, with the bill coming in that they've tried this year, is they're bypassing Parliament. They're bypassing the people, and they're going for the courts.
Which is what they did in America.
I believe exactly what they did.
Father Z had said that if it does go through the courts, the Parliament then has to like reaffirm it, but they're still trying to bypass initially, trying to get it through the courts that way.
That's right.
How long have they been trying to legalize abortion in Parliament in Malawi?
I think it was back to 2016.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I loved the story from last year. That's like one of my favorite. We get so many great stories from Father Zeke Makani. Like the story of the kids chasing off Planned Parenthood. And then there was one last year where they were trying to push the abortion bill through. And I believe he met with the chaplain for Parliament and was like, hey, by the way, this is a really bad law. And the chaplain then met with all the Catholic parliamentarians. And one of them stood up the next day in Parliament. Let me find the story here. The following day, one of the parliamentarians stood up in the House and openly said, "We have a lot of important bills to discuss in this House. We don't want to waste our time on issues that will not benefit our people. Without fear," he said, "if someone tries to do so, as Catholic lawmakers, we will boycott the seating." And I just love that the Catholics just stood up and they're like, we're going to walk out. Like, we're not going to support abortion. This is a waste of time. If you try to get this on the floor and try to waste our time with it, we're just leaving.
Yep. It's so beautiful and it's so clear. And yet, the next year they come back again.
And they try it.
And they try it.
Now they're trying it through the courts.
So you cannot not look at this as a colonization. You have to see that they are forcing these people to have a belief system, forcing a belief system and ideology on them that they don't want. And certainly if they tried that anywhere else, or if it was the conservatives or pro-lifers trying that on a pro-abortion country, it would, I mean, we'd be bigots, we'd be racists, we'd be intolerant.